Hi everybody, Mark Derlin here, and I wanted to talk about and share with you a drill that I've had a lot of success with in the last year or so. It's a club face control drill, and it's been very helpful for a lot of my students to learn the skill of club face control and then obviously controlling the club face a little bit better through impact. So one thing that I like to talk about before we get started is we know through the use of radar devices such as TrackMan that the club face and where it's aligned at impact is mostly responsible for the starting direction. And what I mean by that is if the face is square at impact, the ball is going to launch, or the initial direction is going to be straight. If it's pointed left, the initial launch or direction is going to be left, and if it's pointed right, same thing, initial launch and direction is going to be to the right. So I've had students come to me that have a left miss or a right miss, or have a problem finding straight or square. And so what I like to talk about is the back of the right hand, the back of the lead hand, my right hand as a lefty, but the back of the lead hand of a player is going to roughly represent where the club face is. So if the back of my right hand is pointed straight or at my target, if I'm aiming at a target, we see the club face is as well. If I pointed my back of my left hand to the left, we can see that the club face just pointed left. And to the right, same thing. I can see that the club face is now pointed to the right. So playing off of this relationship, what I like to have my students do is, we'll say for instance, okay, I want you to start it right. So I'll have them make a practice swing to the top of their backswing, back to the golf ball, and when they get back to the golf ball, make sure that the back of their lead hand is pointing right. And as a result, the club face will be as too. So I'll have them rehearse that a couple times and then actually hit a golf ball until we start right. And I really don't care about the quality of the shot. I just want the ball to start over here somewhere, or to the right somewhere. Doesn't have to be a great shot. And I don't care how far right. It just has to be right of whatever the intended target is. Then I'll have them do the same thing. Practice swing to the top, come back to impact point, the back of the lead hand left, start some balls to the left. And once we do that a few times, I'll have them start maybe 3 or 4 balls to the right, 3 or 4 balls to the left. Then what I'll ask them to do, I'll ask them to rehearse it to the top, back to impact, so the back of the lead hand is now pointing at the target, and we'll start to focus on trying to launch some balls straight. And what happens is a wonderful thing. I mean, the way that our brains work, they work really well when they have a reference. So if I practice and I say, okay, well, if I hit it right, it feels like this, and if I hit it left, it's like this, well then now my mind has a reference of what right and left is, and I can find center pretty easily. You know, I fall into the same habit or bad habit of going to the driving range and just trying to hit one shot. You know, I'm trying to hit this perfect, majestic shot straight at a target. But what I encourage my students to do is go out there and hit some balls left on purpose. And I'm not talking about shaping them left or shaping them right. I mean start them left and start them right, and start to gain control or an understanding of where the club face is at in your swing and how that relates to the finished product. The other thing I like to do, and I've done this quite a bit with some students, is they'll come to me and everything is left, 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 left. So I won't focus so much on them starting the ball left because they've already got that pretty much under control. But what I'll do is I'll challenge them to start the ball right. And most of the time it's quite difficult for them to do that. But once they do learn how to do that and successfully start the ball off to the right, they're able to find straight without any problem. So hopefully this helps. If you're not really sure about how to control the club face, or you have a problem with starting the ball too far left or too far right, this is a great drill for you to try. And you know, give me some feedback. Let me know how it goes. You can reach me at mark@derlingolf.com or on Twitter @derlingolf. Thanks for watching.